Hi, this is Aaron and Linda with Traveling Flamingo, and today we're going to go over Royal Caribbean's dress code. This always trips up people, and it helps determine what you're going to pack, what you're going to wear, and make sure you're comfortable on your cruise. We're going to give you all the information about 2026 and what you need to pack for Royal Caribbean.
So we're going to try and break this down so you don't have to overstress this. Really, Royal Caribbean has 3 levels. There's casual, smart, and formal. And don't worry, there aren't really bouncers at the door that are going to send you back if you're not 100% on point. And one of our recommendations is to really pack your clothes and your attire for the venue, not really out of fear. And most of the nights are going to be casual. So we're going to break down each one of those categories.
So we're going to start with casual night. That is what 90% of your trip is going to be. It's going to be a casual night. And we do need to break this up into thinking about dinner, lunch, and breakfast, as there's slightly different dress codes for dinners. So in general, for casual, think sundresses, jeans, polo shirts, blouses. Shorts are fine, of course, for breakfast and lunch, but not for dinner. Now, this information is purely from their website as of 2026. And so we have been on Royal Caribbean cruises, and they have allowed people with shorts to get into the casual dining areas. So your mileage may vary, but per the rules, it says that you can't. One note, though, we want to flag is pool wear does not mean casual wear. So you can't wear your swimsuits, you can't wear, those you have to wear cover-ups, things like that. So just do be aware.
You can't even wear your cover-up over your swimsuit in the main dining room, but you could wear that in the buffet. So that's sort of the difference between the lunches and the dinners.
One thing to also add to this, the first day and the last day of your cruise, because you have to pack or unpack, the dress code rules are a lot less strict, and you won't have formal nights on those days. Generally, maybe once they might, but generally speaking, they won't.
They never, yeah.
And that's because your luggage might not be here yet, and they understand that. And if all you have is shorts and you have to go, then that is absolutely okay on the first and last days.
Yeah, I think the other thing for the casual nights is we've had many times where we've been off exploring at the port and that we've been out a little bit longer, that it's cutting tight to our dinner, or our little one's very hungry, and we've gone right to the main dining room. And so we have been on that more casual side and definitely sort of had what we were wearing at the port. And nobody's turned us away. And you will see other people like that as well. So if you're in a pinch, I would head down to the main dining room, but they are asking for longer pants, but really it's so casual now. It's not like it was 10 or 15 years ago.
And when she says our little one, she means her.
So the next level up is smart casual, and that's what the Royal Caribbean is asking for in their specialty dining. So if you have a specialty dining booked, I know Giovanni's is Aaron's favorite when it comes to Italian dining. We don't like to miss that if we're sailing with Royal. Then you are looking just to step it up. We like to take it as an opportunity. Usually it is a special thing. We're celebrating a birthday or an anniversary. And it is just a nice reason to have a special evening out. You're paying a little bit extra for the specialty dining. And you will notice a lot of the other people there are stepping it up on the dress code as well. So if you don't want to be in there feeling like, making sure that you do just have long pants if you're a man, collared shirt, a nice shirt. I find sundresses are the easiest, especially traveling in the summer, because they pack really light, super easy. Golf skirts, or the skirts, things like that, which are just super easy and pack really small. Aaron also found that with the golf pants. Get a nice pair of black golf pants. They pack super small. They're nice and light. And you can wear those even for those smart casual. And we've worn those on the formal nights as well, which we'll get to next.
In my experience for specialty dining, I always have a pair of dress pants because they are more likely to turn you around at a specialty dining restaurant than they are at the main dining room. So I definitely try to pack one just in case.
Yeah, especially on a casual night, but the specialty restaurant having that, or just khakis, like a long pair of pants for sure.
So on to formal nights. Now, there's always opinions on formal nights from people in the comments, and I'm sure you will have opinions, but we are going to tell you the policy of Royal Caribbean. The way you wish to dress up is completely up to you.
And our experiences
experiences. So just as a caveat, because there's always people in there saying everyone should dress up, and there's always people saying there, I never want to dress up. There's lots of options, but these are the rules, and this is what we've seen from our experience on many Royal Caribbean trips. So with that said, do please add your comments and how you feel below, just because it does help the channel. With that said, though, formal nights, everyone stresses about this. What should I wear? Don't stress. A lot of things are optional here. You will notice that a lot of people do dress up. Sometimes we've seen almost wedding dresses.
Yeah, ball gowns.
Ball gowns. So
tuxedos.
100%. If you want to do that, you do you. Completely up to you. But the rules are as follows. So basically, it's like a night on the town, going out to a nice restaurant with your family. That is variable for people. But cocktail dresses, for instance, suit and tie, button-up shirts, sometimes suit coats. You can wear those as well, but they're not required. Basically, what you have to have is long pants and a button-up shirt.
Yeah, I think when it comes to the formal nights, don't overcomplicate it if you don't want to. If you have a tuxedo at home and you have space in your suitcase, pack it and you want to take it. If you have a nice pair of golf pants and a button-up shirt and a tie, pack it. You've got space, like that's great too. I find that I just take a little bit more of a formal dress, not just a sundress, something that packs down small and doesn't wrinkle because I don't want to be ironing on vacation. So, you know, it really depends. I find for us, it comes down to packing space because we usually try and get a lot in on our trip. So it comes down to packing space, and we're not about to go out and rent a tuxedo. I'm sorry. So Aaron doesn't have one. So that's not the level we're going to, but I love that people go to that level. It does make for a fun experience. You can tell groups that have got together, families that are traveling together. It's a really special event when they're all very beautifully dressed up, and it is amazing. And we've done that on trips as well. So I think knowing what's your packing limit, and then there are people also who just decide, I'm not interested. I am not packing an extra pair of shoes. I'm not packing an extra dress. I'm going to the buffet. And there are other places you can go. You do not have to participate in formal night. If you're packing or you don't have it at home and you're not interested in bringing it or paying for it, whatever your reasons are, there's room service, there's the buffet, there's other like poolside dining that you can go to. So you don't have to be going to the MDR or specialty restaurants on those formal nights.
In terms of footwear for men, you don't have to pack black shoes. That always takes up half of my bag whenever I have to do that, but you don't have to do that. I've had medical issues and my feet were very swollen. I've gotten away with just regular running shoes. For women and for men, no sandals. That said, flip-flops. We have seen women mostly get away with nicer flip-flops, but the rules are no flip-flops. Up to you though. As they call this is a dress your best night. This isn't necessarily the quote-unquote formal night. It's the dress your best, and I think they frame that for a certain reason. It's about the best that you feel it is, but there are those minimum requirements.
Yeah, to be honest, I still wear running shoes. After a day of exploring the port and walking around, my feet and ankle issues, I cannot wear sandals. So I'm still in my running shoes, but I do try and wear a nicer dress.
Also, if you do forget something, you can purchase it on board. They do usually have clothing stores at all of the places that you can buy something if you need to. However, it is more expensive. So do remember that.
Oh my gosh, when we were early on into our cruising, so a long time ago, Aaron had forgot the formal black shoes, and this was a time that you would not have been wearing your running shoes with your suit, and we were scrambling. Yes. Aaron has size 13 shoes, and it was a struggle bus. So fortunately, it's a lot easier these days.
Yeah.
And if you haven't cruised in a long time, you will find that it's far more casual than it was before, far more laid back, but it is a bit of a choose your own adventure.
And if you do have a legitimate problem, do talk to the host at the front of the restaurant and let them know and just say, look, this hasn't come in my luggage, or this broke, or my one pair of pants, something happened to. Usually people are accommodating and understand, but your mileage may vary on that. But do talk to them if you have an issue, or talk to the front desk at the guest service desk on the cruise and let them know, and they might be able to help you out also.
So you also have the Windjammer and the pool deck, and these are usually places you might be going to for lunch or for breakfast during the day. Of course, people can go there for dinner as well, but this is the casual environment. The pool deck, of course, you can be wearing your swimsuit, go up and get your burger, sit back down at your seat, have your lunch. Sounds pretty great to me. Nice way to spend the afternoon. For breakfast, they are asking that you're not going in your swimsuits, that you do have your cover-ups. And again, they're right near the pool, so a great place to go grab some food. And to take a little bit of an air conditioning break as well. But this is your more casual. You can wear your flip-flops. You can wear your pool deck stuff just with a cover-up.
And just a reminder, you can take food out of the buffet because it is local to the pool deck. If you don't want something at the pool deck, you can go into the Windjammer as long as you follow the dress code and bring it out and have it at the pool deck. Okay, and the last thing on formal nights, how often are they going to be there? If you are on a 5-night cruise, you usually have one dress your best night. 6 to 10 night sailings, you will usually have 2. 11 to 14, we usually includes 3. And 15 plus, 3 to 4, if not more, if you're on some world cruise or something.
I'd love to have that kind of problem. There's that many formal nights. I think also don't be scared to rewear your outfit. You don't need to bring a new outfit for each formal night.
Yeah, and if you do have some of the platinum statuses and so forth, they can have discounted and or free dry cleaning and so forth. So a little bit of packing tips here as well. Be practical about what you bring. As I said, I've stopped bringing black shoes for running shoes. Generally, I pick a black running shoe, but I will bring running shoes. Also, outfits that don't wrinkle too much. They do have dry cleaning and ironing boards on board, but you don't necessarily want to be doing that, and it can get busy. So if you are planning on doing that, do it the first night or a couple of nights before your formal night, because they get busy with everybody trying to do that. So just be aware of that as well.
My friend also has used a de-wrinkle spray and has found that to be very effective. So we'll put a link to that in the comments below. I just try to bring clothes that don't wrinkle. Lace usually works for my dresses. And the other thing I find super helpful just in terms of organization for my packing are packing cubes. So you can even do, your formal night packing cube, or you could have your tops and bottoms or whatever. But I do find packing cubes help keep me organized. And also in the cruise ship rooms, you don't always have as much space as you'd like. So I even don't necessarily unpack the packing cube. I can sometimes just stack them. So we'll put a link to those below as well.
I would say too, be aware of how heavy your suitcase is depending on how you're traveling there. Only because if you're going on airplanes, those airplane weight limits can be definitely extra charges.
Another reason to leave the black shoes at home.
Yeah. So do check, especially with packing cubes. It can get very dense in those packing cubes, and you can go over your weight. Or if you bring stuff home, then you're going to be over your weight. So do check it. They actually have hand scales that you can purchase that we'll also add a link for that might be useful to you, just so you can validate what it is before you get to the airline. You don't have to open up your suitcase in front of everybody and panic trying to take stuff out.
Our motto when we like to travel is really the keep it simple motto, and bringing what we need. We do find the golf clothes easiest for Aaron, as he's so tall in terms of packing and weight. And really, you're going to go and have a great time and go on your cruise, and you just don't want to be turned away. Yeah. And really, we're seeing a lot less of that at Royal, or on sailing with Royal Caribbean in general. So we'd love to hear your comments and feedback below, because as we've seen sailing, what's allowed, not allowed, it's extremely flexible now. So are you finding that to be the same? Are you team formal night? Are you team buffet every night? Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing your ideas, opinions, and sharing that information with our Traveling Flamingo community. So thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and happy travels.